Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Peace and my greeting to everyone. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatal lisani wa yafqahu qawli. My name is Atal Safi, student of MS in University of Dallas, College of Business, Satish and Yasmin. What are the top 10 causes of death in the United States? This is the questions and this is my term project, and I'm going to answer question regarding this topic. And for my data story, I choose narrated change over time in highlight contrast. Here's some detail about the data story and about the data set. So this data set is explaining 10 leading causes of death in the United States beginning in 1999, and data is based on information from all residents that they filed certificate in 50 states including District of Columbia by demographic and medical characteristics. And the top 10 causes which this data will explain is suicide, Alzheimer's disease, kidney disease, influenza and pneumonia, diabetes, CLRD, also chronic lower respiratory disease, unintentional injuries or accidents, stroke, which is cardiovascular disease, cancer, and heart disease. So we will answer question is the first question coming to the mind after seeing this. What are the top 10 causes, like the percentages? As we can see here, heart disease and cancer is leading this race. Heart disease and cancer is almost accountable for 66.82% of American death, and it's and you can see almost the others reason are not that high. So we will dig more into and answer more questions. So as here we can see that so we know that the cancer and heart disease is highest, more than 0.5% of that. So we can see from 1999 to 2016 that the heart disease is on decrease, which is a good sign, and cancer is also on decrease after 2012, but it is pretty much steady from 1999 till 2008, and it was a little bit increased till 2012, and it's on decrease. So this is also a good sign. And then another that Alzheimer's disease is a little bit on increase. Then another question is coming to mind: what are the distribution of death rate among the states? As we can see here, California and Florida is leading this race on the highest death rate on all the states. As we can see by percentage here is that the California and Florida is one of the leading states with the highest death rate, and so California and Florida will be, these are the denser populated states. So we will adjust that to a population so we can find the true death rates among the states. As we after adjustment, we can see that still California and Florida is those states that they are leading on the death rates, that they have the highest death rates. So here we know that these states are leading the death rates. We will answer is so the heart disease is the #1 killer in United States, and we will find which state is the deadliest for heart disease. As we can see here that still California is leading this race in heart disease, but in the overall death rate, Florida was second, but here in heart disease, New York is winning from Florida in heart disease. And then questions come into our mind. These are the highest state with the death rate. So what are the top 10 states with lowest death rate? So we saw which states are leading those races. So we can see here which are the lowest states with the death rate is. Here we can see the Alaska is the states that has the lowest death rate over all states. And then here we still concerned with heart disease and cancers, because this is the top two, which is more than half responsible for more than a half death in the United States. And here we can see is the Alaska is the lowest, and people there are not suffering a lot of heart disease and cancer after adjusting to a population. And we come to after seeing this, my conclusion for this is that the top 10 causes of death in the United States is, as we can see, heart disease and cancer combined kill 66.82% of Americans. And heart disease is number one killer of American people. The Florida state death rate was the highest on record after adjusting to a population, and Alaska was the lowest overall in the death rate. Alaska death rate from heart disease and cancer is also the lowest. In California, California has the highest death rate from heart disease and cancer. And heart disease remains the leading cause of death, followed by cancer, and death rates from chronic low respiratory diseases increasing over a year, but overall cancer and heart disease is declining from 1900, which is a good news. And from here we reach up to our final slide, which will be my recommendation after doing study on this topic. My recommendation will be is that, as I mentioned early, that the heart disease is number one killer of American people, and it's mostly related to a lifestyle and diet. Where so we really need to look into our lifestyle and diet and change it, because heart disease and cancer is counted for 66.82. I'm mentioning this again and again because these are the causes that we can avoid it just by choosing a healthy lifestyle, doing exercise, and watching on our diet. And then one other thing on my recommendation is, if you want to live longer and away from heart disease and cancer, is that avoid living in a populated area and big cities, because the study shows that all the big cities in a populated area has suffering from heart diseases and cancer. And I would recommend, if you want to live a longer life and a healthier life, is my study and my findings show is that Alaska is a best place to live on. And you can find this data set in government data, and also on a Kaggle. This is a very famous data sets, and I share the links. If you have any questions, you can go to those links and can find the data sets there and answer your questions. Hope I answer all the questions regarding the topics. Thanks for everyone for watching this video. Bye bye.